The story you're about to see, for the most part, is true. And that's what's so scary about it. 1952, Memphis, Tennessee. High school senior and the once and future king of rock and roll, Elvis Aaron Presley, toils part-time as a movie usher and daydreams of a career in show business. He models his hairstyle after his favorite actor, Tony Curtis, and his singing style after his favorite singer, Dean Martin. Elvis was ready. 1952, and Senator Richard Milhouse Nixon, using the new power of television, delivers his infamous checkers speech in a desperate attempt to remain Eisenhower's running mate.
I should say this, that Pat doesn't have a mink coat, but she does have a respectable Republican cloth coat.
It works.
And I always tell her that
Nixon stays.
looks good in anything.
1956, and overnight, Elvis Presley is the biggest sensation in the country, exploding white America with something new called rock and roll. Starring in his first movie, and seen only from the waist up on The Ed Sullivan Show, because of suggestive gyrations which earned him the nickname Elvis the Pelvis. 1956, now Vice President Richard Nixon is again fighting for his political life.
You will find that not 1 cent of $18,000 or anybody else from a constituent went into my personal pocket. It never has and it never will in the future.
Nixon stays on the ticket, poised for the presidency, and soon earns his own nickname, Tricky Dick. 1960. After 2 years in the Army, Sergeant Elvis Presley returns home from Germany and begins his transition from rebellious rocker to a sort of latter-day Bing Crosby, duetting with Frank Sinatra on Witchcraft, in Elvis's only television appearance for the next 8 years. 1960, and following the first ever televised presidential debates, Richard Nixon loses the election to John F. Kennedy. While Frank Sinatra hosts JFK's inaugural, Nixon leaves Washington for California, where he will spend the next 8 years. 1962, Elvis is about to become a cultural dinosaur as the Beatles, Vietnam, the civil rights struggle, and psychedelia overtake America. Elvis remains in a time warp. 1962, Richard Nixon, in a surprising defeat, loses his bid to become governor of California and utters his now famous comment to reporters.
You don't have Nixon to kick around anymore.
And becomes irrelevant for most of the 60s. 1968. After years of making movies such as Tickle Me, Harem Scarum, and Clam Bake, Elvis Presley dons a black leather suit and miraculously resurrects himself on his December television special. Elvis is back. 1968, on the campaign trail, Richard Nixon completes his own miraculous resurrection, promising he has a secret plan to win the war in Vietnam, a plan he can't reveal until he's elected. Nixon wins the presidency, and the war continues for another 5 years. Nixon is back. And in 1970, 4 days before Christmas, these two icons of the 50s, adrift in the 60s, who strangely seemed to rise and fall and then rise again together, finally meet in the White House for reasons that still seem beyond comprehension. Elvis's trip to the White House begins here, in Memphis, at Elvis's legendary antebellum mansion, Graceland. The evening began as a typical one for Elvis, with his family upstairs. Elvis was downstairs, surrounded by his ever-present paid buddies, the Memphis Mafia. Yet, before the night was over, Elvis would do the unthinkable, leading to the most bizarre weekend in Elvis's entire life.
Okay, what else is on here, man? What else is on, huh?
Hey, looky, it's Robert Goulet.
That'll be enough of that shit.
My boy, my boy.
Well, hell, that's enough TV anyway, man. Well, I'm bored of sitting around. Hey, I know. Let's send out some cheeseburgers and shoot some pool, huh? Are y'all coming or what?
Remember what, you said tonight about how we could tell our wives would be home early to trim the trees and shit?
You mean to tell me not one of you motherfuckers gonna come shoot pool with me? Huh? That's y'all, didn't I, huh? Hell, I know. Go on, get out of here. Go on home. Go get your wife, man.
Elvis was unhappy. He'd failed in his ambition to become a serious movie actor. His Las Vegas appearances after just a year were already boring him. He was isolated, never going anywhere without his bodyguards, and relations were strained with his wife. Not that I ever knew Elvis. I just know this from reading some books.
Everybody gets a new coat this Christmas. Come on, come on. Single action art. Yeah, well, the bullets are extra, man.
Bullets are extra.
You boys behave yourselves. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Thanks, all right.
Thanks,
All right, man.
Hey, Nancy.
The bullets are extra.
Hey, Dodger, want that peanut butter and banana sandwich? Brought an extra butter now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's it.
You smell those bananas? I told you he'd be in the kitchen.
Elvis, there's something we got to talk about.
It's important, Elvis.
Oh, man, not again.
Now, I know you hate for me to talk about money, but, well, you charged $38,000 in guns this month.
Oh, they're Christmas presents, Daddy.
Yeah, and this Mercedes place out in Hollywood, you bought 6 Mercedes last week?
Yeah, they were the big presents. God damn it, can't I even be generous at Christmas time, huh?
You really can't keep spending like this, Elvis.
You keep this up, we're going to end up broke.
That's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. I make millions of dollars a year.
Don't keep that. Hey, first off, Colonel gets his 50%.
Wait, I thought he got 25%.
He used to. See, but he convinced us a few years ago, after all he'd done for us, that he deserved a raise.
Okay, so after that old son of a bitch takes his cut, man, I still got half my money.
Not after Uncle Sam rifles your pockets. We don't take no deductions, son. You got to rein it in, or you're gonna blow all your money. Maybe we ought to set up some kind of allowance thing.
We have a daughter to think about now, Elvis.
Maybe $500 a week.
It's my money, goddammit! And I'll spend it any goddamn way I want to, goddammit!
You forget who my grandson is. You don't talk like that to a king.
I don't know the money around here, goddammit! For when my wings were spread in the sun, their shadow upon the earth was a turtle. Damn it.